We have to stand up. And don't tell us that the shutdown will make the economy worse than what it is. We had that from Mangosuthu Buthelezi when we called for sanctions. He went around saying there must not be sanctions against apartheid. We called for sanctions against apartheid because we knew that sanctions will force the white supremacists to come and negotiate this freedom we have today. So that argument will not arise because we have been there before. Sellouts always masquerade as if they are concerned, like Mangosuthu did in the late 80s when we were calling for sanctions against apartheid. He went around the world saying apartheid must not be sanctions. We wouldn't be where we are today if there were no sanctions against apartheid. So we want a good future. On the 20th of March, we have to shut down this country to show the whole world that we are concerned about the state of affairs. We can't fold our arms. But where are the doomsayers? All of those clever blacks, fools masquerading as clever people, who said, how can he announce a shutdown 2 months before shutdown? It will never happen. It's here now. They're shaking. They thought we were bluffing when we announced this. Every time we speak, there is something, some narrative driven to want to undermine what we are saying. We announced this on the 19th of January, SG. And they say, how can a person announce? Why not tomorrow? Why not? They thought 20th of March will never come. You know why? It's myopic. People with a chicken view, they only see here. We've got the giraffe view. We can see the future.
Very much. If there is a weakness in the security cluster, it is that for a long time we have allowed people to use the social media to plan, to intimidate, and we have not followed up. We want to assure you that this time we will not let it go. That is a weakness that we will accept. That is a weakness that we are in the process of remedying. There was a question of whether or not SANDF will be deployed. We are on standby. You have also asked about the capacity. I think the Minister of Police is very coy. Not only does he, unlike us, continue to recruit youngsters who we think are fit, he does have the reserves. So I think he does have capacity. And I think that we South Africans can believe that the capacity is there, that they will be protected, that they will not be violated, that any business that wishes to open must open.
And anyone who threatened the right of the fighters and fellow South Africans, defend yourself. That includes fidelity. By the way, we're not scared of poison. Well, it's nobody, it's just another human being. He's got no authority over violence. That he conducted himself the way he did in KZN, it doesn't give him a right. This is not KZN, this is South Africa. He must know that. So we're not scared of fidelity, neither are we scared of any private security. Fighters, defend yourself. Anyone who's trigger happy, show them ×2 what you can do. We're not going to give the other side. Anyone who we're coming in peace. We're not fighting anyone. But don't try us. We're not scared of fidelity. We're not scared. We know who owns and participate in fidelity. We know the owners of fidelity. And we know why fidelity is behaving the way it does. Because we know who are the interested parties. Whose daughter is leading fidelity? If you want to know why is fidelity interested in the manner it is. Ask the question, whose daughter is involved in fidelity? Then you will understand why is fidelity interested the way it is interested in the shutdown. But we're not scared of them. Fighters, progressive South Africans conduct yourself peacefully.
Where we work with them at night and all that. So we'll be working with them on those things. But remember, they are also highly utilized by the private businesses. So we have to coordinate those things. The question was raised, how do you protect those businesses in collaboration with those people that are employed to do that, together with the law enforcement services will be working on that. That takes to the question of the training of the public, POP, Public Officer Police, who are trained, and we are very glad that quite a big contingent of them have been freshly trained and they are out there. They will be part of doing this. But also, private security companies, they are regulated by something called SIRA, and that is Private Security Institute of South Africa, where they are regulated, where they are checked if they are ready, they are keeping within the law, to such an extent that there are many companies that have been shut down because they are not following the rules and measures that are supposed, and regulations that are supposed to be following. The CEO, Advocate Chauke, is responsible for that.
Apartheid deployed agent provocateurs in a peaceful protest. We are marching. We are being commanded by leadership. There is no problem. Police stop us. Leadership goes to talk to the police to open the roads and all of that. Boom! A stone just comes from the masses, hitting a van of the police, because that is the arrangement between the police and the agent provocateurs. You throw a stone. Once we see a stone, we are hitting. That's what the DA is going to do. But we are very vigilant and we are ready for their people on that day. So we have no history of causing violence during our protests. Only those who are planning violence will know that there's going to be violence on that day.
To all the protests that are happening in the country, including the so-called shutdown on the 20th of March. So we view the comments of the SG in the context of constructive criticism. We have strengthened our resolve as a cluster to respond to all the challenges based on previous experience, and we are ready to protect the rights of citizens in this country. As the minister, as she was briefing, she has said that everyone has got a right to protest, but you don't have a right to trample on the rights of others, to incite violence and so forth. So the Constitution will be our guiding document, and as the cluster, we have all the capacity to respond to the challenges that the country is facing in regards to issues of safety and so forth. So that is what we are here to say to the country, that the constitutional rights of all citizens will be protected. Thank you.